Hi guys, I welcome you all back to my channel. I am Aisha. In this video I will be showing you how to cut and sew waistcoat with basket weave. Thank you all for your support. God bless you all. If you are new to my channel, kindly click on the subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on your notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video you will be notified. I have a video on how to cut and sew this palazzo trouser. I will be dropping the link below for you to watch. Stay tuned to the end of the tutorial. The length I'm using is 23 inches. I will be making use of 20 inches for the main body, for the upper part, and I will be making use of 3 inches for the basket weave. The bust length I'm using is 10 inches. The under bust is 14 inches. The waist length I'm using is 17 inches. You make it a straight line. The bust line, under bust, waistline, and the full length. Come to the upper part. You take your shoulder measurement. You divide your shoulder by 2. The armhole length I'm using is 8.5. You take your shoulder measurement here also and make it a straight line to draw our armhole length. This is the chest line. You come here, you measure the width of the neck. The width of the neck I'm using is 3 inches. I'll come to the armhole length. I'll measure 1 inch for the shoulder slope. Whatever left here, you divide it by 2. You look for the midpoint. That's the midpoint of it. For our armhole, I'll be straightening it. This is the shoulder slope. After the width of the neck, I measure 2.5. This is what I will be using for the wideness of the shoulder. I will be taking the bust span measurement. You divide your bust span by 2. That's your nipple to nipple measurement. You take it on your bust line, under bust, waistline, and the full length. You make it a straight line. I will be coming down by 1 on the bust line. You come down by 1 because this is the front aspect. You draw your line to meet the new bust point. You come to the waistline. You take that of 2 inches. You divide the dart into 1 inch at each side, also at the under bust, and make it a straight line from the under bust to the waistline. Come to the last line, which is the full length. You take that of 1 inch. You divide that dart into 2. That's half inch at each side, and you draw your dart leg to the waistline. You come to the under bust. At the left side, you curve it this way with your French curve to meet the bust point. And at this other side, you curve it also, but it won't be curvy as the left side. You curve it this way. You can see the difference. You come to the length of the shoulder. You come to the midpoint of the shoulder here. You measure half inch at the down part and half inch at the upper part, making 1 inch. You can see. From the midpoint of the armhole, you draw a line to meet the bust point. This way. And you draw the other line also to meet that point also. You connect the 2 points together. You make it curve. Don't let it be sharp. You curve it. You come to the midpoint of the armhole. You go inward by 1.5. From there, you connect this point to the bust point. can see the way I connect it, make it a straight line here. Reason for this, for us not to be short of allowance when joining the bustier together. You divide your circumference measurement by 4 and return every dart that we are cutting out. You return those darts, you return it back. And you shape the side after taking your measurement. You shape the armhole this way with your French curve. I will be taking side dart of 1 inch. You come to the bust line at the down part, you take 1 inch and connect it to the bust point. This is our side dart. All these parts are going out. I will be taking the depth of the neck. The neck is V-neck shape. I will be coming down by 7.5 and you shape it to meet the width of the neck this way. I will be cutting it out. You cut the side dart, but you won't cut it to the end, and you close it this way. Use your tape to tape it down. I will still need to reshape the armhole to the shoulder after joining the material together at the bustier. So you join it first before shaping the armhole. And I will add the inches for the buttonhole to it also. For the back aspect, I will be making use of 19 inches for the length. You minus the 1 inch for the side dart of the front from the length of the front for you to get the length of the back aspect. That's why I'm making use of 19 inches for the length. You make it a straight line. The length I'm using for the waist is 16 inches. I've drawn the armhole and the bust line. Here you take your bust span measurements. You divide your bust span by 2. I will be going upward by 1 from the bust line because this is the back aspect and make it a straight line. You take the width of the neck, same width as the front. This is the shoulder slope. You come down by 1. You look for the midpoint of the armhole length. This is the midpoint. And you connect it to the bust point. I will be going inward same way we did at the front and connect it to the bust point for us not to be short of material. You make it curve at this point. You come to the waist. You take that of 1 inch. You divide the dart into 2. That's half inch at each side. And you draw your dart leg. You take your circumference measurement and return every dart that will be cutting out and shape it at the side. This is the dart that will be going out. I will be cutting it out. You shape your armhole this way with your French curve. You indicate the front and the back aspect. I will be shaping the neck of the back aspect. I will come down by 1 inch and curve it this way. We have both the front and the back aspect. We will still need to reshape the armhole after joining it together. I will be cutting it with the fabric. For the neck, I later came down by 8.5. I reshaped the neck. At this center front, you had your 2 inches for the buttonhole. And after that, you had your ½ inch to hit all round. That's the inches for the joining. I will be cutting it out. I will be adding ½ inch to hit here also for the joining. When sewing the neck, I will not curve it at this front aspect this way. I will sew it straight. Make sure you notch it at the bust point, the waist point. This is the front aspect. I've placed the other pattern on the fabric to cut it out. Make sure you notch your bust point and the waist point. That's very important. This is the back aspect. You had your ½ inch to hit all round and you had your inseam allowance to the side. I will be joining it at the center back. You remove your pattern and chalk it for you to indicate the front and the back aspects so that you won't be confused when joining it together. That's very important. I will be joining the bustier together first. You pin it this way. Make sure the bust point and the waist point meet. I've joined the two sides together. You notch it at the under bust. You open the inseam and give it a nice press. This is it. I've weaved it for us to have a neat finishing. I'll be joining it at the center back. Yours might be on fold when cutting yours. I've joined it. I will need to iron it. You open the inseam and iron it. I've cut out the one I will be placing at the back for the belt. I will be joining the two sides to the center part. I'll be adding the belt in when joining the two sides. You sew the belt this way. For us to get where the belt will be, I'll be coming down by 16 inches. And I will be placing the belt there at both sides. This is the belt. I've sewn it at the side. I will be turning it to the front. I will be making use of 7.5 for one of the lengths and 5.5 for the other length because of the hook that will be adding to it. You use your office pin to hold it. Place it at that point and hold it with the office pin. I will still reduce the length of the belt. This is it. I've joined it together. We have the front and the back aspects. I've cut out the rope I will be using in creating the basket. From the center front, I will go inward by 1/2 inch. We'll be folding it in at the center front. After the 1/2 inch, I will place it this way. I will make it bend because of the shape at the center front. And from the dart to the center front, you measure what you have there and you divide it into 2. You can see. Whatever you have there, you divide it into 2. So that's the measurement I will be using for the other side. I have 2.2. So I will make use of 2.2 for me to create the interval. Same thing at the back aspect. From the center back, you measure that 2.2 also to create the interval. I've chalked both the front and the back. I'll be cutting the one I'll be using for the basket. I'm making use of 4 inches long. 4 inches long. You cut as many as you want. At the center front, I will be placing it this way. For us to have that shape at the front of our jacket. And I will place the other one straight. You bend it in this way for you to get that shape and place your sewing on it. You can see it. You place the other one straight. You continue the process to the end. I will be using this bias to pile it in to the back aspect. You place it on it from the front aspect and pile it to the back aspect. This is it. You trim it off a bit at the down aspect. You top stitch on the inch seam that we use in joining it first this way. From the front aspect, you top stitch on it downward. After then, you flip it to the back and place your sewing on it. You can see this is it. Now you flip it to the back and place your sewing on it. This is the back aspect. I've cut out these pieces. You use the measurements you have here, same measurements. I'll be using it to pile it at the down aspect. So I'll pick it this way and I will notch it at the center for us to get the center. So from the center, you place it that way and you use the 2.2 inches that we use for the measurement at this upper part. You use that same measurement for it. Make sure everything is equal. You can see the way I'm counting it. Same thing applies to the front aspect. This is the front aspect. You know there is shape at the center front. You measure 1 inch first because we will need to fold it first. So after the 1 inch, we will place it on it this way. And you make use of that same 2.2 for the interval. You place it at the back aspect of it this way. We will need to pile it to the front aspect. So we'll place it on it this way. Please click on the join button by supporting this channel. God bless you as you do that. When joining it, I reduce the length by ½ inch because of the slant shape at the center front for it to be equal. This is it. Now we need to pile it to the front aspect. You fold it this way. Make sure your sewing is neat. This is it. You can see how neat it is. Same thing applies to the front aspect. This is it. By the time we place button at the center front, this is how it will come out at the down aspect. I will be shaping the armhole. You place the armhole together this way. I'll come to the neck aspect. I'll be making use of 3.5 there because I'll be using ½ inch for the armhole and ½ inch for the neck. So that's why I'm making use of 3.5. By the time we fold it, we have 2.5 inch left. You pick the front and the back aspect and join it together at the shoulder. And I will use these pieces to pile it at the armhole. I've joined the two shoulder. Now I will need to pile it at the armhole. You pile it from the back aspect to the front aspect. You place it this way and place your sewing downward. After then, you notch it all round. After notching, you pile it to the front aspect. Make sure your sewing is neat. This is it. I'm done with the armhole. I'll pick this bias and use it to pile the center front to the neck aspect. You place it from the front aspect and pile it into the back aspect. This is it. I will top stitch on it. Make sure the hem seam is at the back of the bias and place your sewing on it downward neatly. After that, you fold it in and place sewing on it on the bias. I've done that on both sides. You can see. Now I'll be placing bias on the neck. You place it straight on the neck from the center front to the other side, and you notch it. After placing it, you notch the upper neck of it and you fold it same way we fold the center front. I'm done with that. Now I'll be holding it at the side with the circumference measurements. After joining it at this down aspect, you use your hand needle to tack it down. You open it and stack it separately for it to look neat. This is the final look. I've fixed the button. For the wet pocket, I have a video on that. I will be dropping the link below for you to watch. Please give this video a thumbs up, and if you are new, please subscribe. Thank you. Bye.